I can come in here and request to read this original version of Ulysses,
Matisse.
illustrated by Matisse. That's insane. Hi, welcome back to The Novel Tourist. We are at the Rosenbach Museum. It looks like a townhouse, but it's a museum filled with some of the oldest manuscripts in the world. Let's go check it out. The Rosenbach is one of Philadelphia's best kept secrets, and I brought the Novel Tourist Book Club along to find out why.
Abraham, he's the one who's really interested in the books. He ends up becoming a huge book lover. His uncle Moses was a huge book collector, rare book collector. So he would attend the auctions with his uncle Moses.
The Rosenbach brothers weren't just book collectors, they collected art too, and not casually. Stained glass, antique clocks, and more.
The clockmaker of Marie Antoinette.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So it's a clock, it works based off of pendulums.
Gosh, right here is Fanny Kemble's photo. Kemble was a British actress who married Pierce Butler, one of the wealthiest plantation owners in America. She visited his Georgia plantation, was disgusted by what she saw, and wrote it all down. She wrote a book, a journal of a residence on a Georgia plantation. And like a month ago, I was traveling north on 95 and I stopped to see the Weeping Time Foundation memorial. The memorial in Darien, Georgia marks the site of the former Butler plantation, home to over 500 enslaved people. When Butler's finances collapsed, he had them transported 60 miles by steamboat and train to Savannah. In Savannah, a sign marks the site of the racetrack where the sale took place over a 2-day period. It rained the entire time. The weeping never stopped. That's where the name comes from. A few years later, Fanny published her journal.
And he would tell the kids these stories. One of the kids' names was Alice. So he would tell Alice, these stories of Alice in Wonderland, which he had created. So the real Alice sat in that chair. Yeah, that one, I hope it says do not sit.
It does. Look at these really cool chairs. Just sit here and read like this.
Everything in here is first edition, as I said before. So we have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I didn't know she wrote Little Men before coming here. I guess it wasn't as good.
Wow.
We have Last of the Mohicans, Emily Dickinson's Letters. We have Huckleberry Finn down here, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Uncle Tom's Cabin. So you know the story of how Frankenstein was created? Yep. Yeah, they were at Lord Byron's lake house on Lake Geneva. Public, she puts pen to paper and creates the book Frankenstein. I always think about how, such a culture character like Frankenstein was birthed, in these 3 little volumes here.
Yeah. If you're enjoying the tour, I can bring more of this to you if you hit subscribe. Hit subscribe, please. I don't want to beg. I'm not begging. I am kind of begging, but I'm just a new channel trying to get started, bringing books and adventures. What's not to like?
Like I said, everything in here is a first edition or a manuscript. So some more Finnegan's Wake, and then we have the full manuscript of Ulysses.
I can come in here and request to read this original version of Ulysses,
Matisse.
illustrated by Matisse. insane.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard to get a hold of that. You need
Online. Okay.
My
Is there an online
recommendation?
version?
No, if you live, excuse me, do you live in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Well, you can do what's called a research appointment here.
Oh.
I'll tell you how you do this.
Tell me.
You go to the website.
Okay.
And you just look over, and there's a tab that says research.
Okay.
You hit on research, and then there's going to be a tab to request a research appointment.
Okay.
Just tell them that you want the Matisse, James Joyce.
And then, yeah.
You just come on. You come in and say I have a research appointment. Actually, when you walk in the door, they'll say you have a research appointment.
Okay.
And you come upstairs, and Nancy and Elizabeth are very, very nice, and they'll bring it out for you.
To read it.
Yeah.
I can touch it.
You can touch it. Be very careful. You have to wash your hands first.
Of course. Wow. I'll be totally honest here. When one of my members presented the idea of coming to the Rosenbach for a tour, I was like, what? Go look at a bunch of books? It's like going to the library. I mean, I love the library. I like to take the books out of the library, but I don't particularly want to go, I don't know, look at a bunch of books on a shelf. But it turns out, sorry, I'm walking down the steps. I don't want to trip. It turns out that there's a lot of really cool stuff here. Ancient things, old books, first edition copies. I wish we had first edition copies the way we have them here. Like, what's the future first edition going to look like? They aren't as cool looking, but I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour as much as I did. What is it?
These books, tiny books with so much
Detail on them.
tiny books.
So good.
Oh, wow.
I like the buttons. Look at that. what is that? What's a
I like the statue.
That's amazing.
Oh, this is the touching area, huh? This is the kids' room?
Really?
So especially a tour, it makes
Wait.
it so much better. I love it. I'm sorry?
You live close by.
Yeah. So this is fabulous. I'm advertising here. I'm doing a testimonial. Fabulous. This is fabulous.
What did you think, Linda?
Very interesting.
Well, we're done with the tour and now we're going over to Giuseppe to get some happy hour and chat about the books. Say bye, everybody. They didn't say bye because I'm ridiculous. That's why. And it's raining. Look how pretty Rittenhouse Park is. Oh my gosh, look how pretty Rittenhouse Park is. They're so pretty. So cute. I know. Anyway, isn't it crazy how everything ties together? How I was driving up the road. Oh, also the day that I went to that the Weeping Time Memorial where Fanny Kemble had, associated with where Fanny Kemble wrote her book. I also went to this Oyotunji African village. I got a link to the video in the description. You gotta see that one. All right, we found our happy hour spot. No book to discuss this time, just our good time at the Rosenbach. This looks like one of those secret places hidden in the basement of Philadelphia. Look.